Hello YouTube, let's learn about Bootstrap 4 cards, and they are absolutely awesome. Why? Because they can look like you have couple of pages inside of your page. I mean, let me just go to editor and soon you will understand what I'm talking about. So we must type major primary div here with the class card, and when you save and refresh, here is the thing which will happen. Okay, you think that this is one line, but that's not the case. These are actually borders. So when you're creating cards, you cannot just have this primary card here. I mean, what's the point? You must combine that with card body. So div, again, card body. And now we will type couple of some kind of content. Now that content need to be specified using individual class dedicated for cards. For example, this will be card title. Okay, and down there we will have one paragraph. Oh yeah, I need to put some kind of content here. For example, title for this card. I'm not totally, creative, but who cares? Let's just go to the meta stuff. P must be with the class card text and something usable here. Okay, and also let's have one link which will look like a button. So class btn and color will be btn primary, and content will be link to some website. Okay, so that's the most simple scenario. Okay, save and refresh. See, now here's the thing. When you don't specify width, the width will be pushed to 100%. So it is always advisable. I mean, most of the people use cards limiting the width, either with pixels or with percents. So let's just go to, this part here, and let's style it a little bit. So width will be 500 pixels. Okay, you can also play around with percents if you like. See, so we have border here, and that's kinda nice. Now, interesting thing with cards is that, as I said, they can be like web page inside of web page. You can have header for card and footer for card, and let's do that here, up here, because it's normal between major div and beginning of actual content in card body class. So div and class will be card header. Okay, and then we need to have some kind of content like header for this class, card, and also the same stuff for footer. So let's just copy paste that down there, here, and let's change this to footer. Now, don't try to memorize these things. You know, there are so many options here, card this, card that. You know, you can have that, you can find that on the internet all over the place. So don't push yourself memorizing these things, because you have probably better things to do, like thinking about overall business plan for your website, whatever. You have these things in documentation, basically in my tutorials and in other people's tutorials. So yeah, let's just refresh our page and see we have automatically defined a little bit of background, which is different than background for card body. Now this card looks pretty much boring, so let's put, because we can, and it's advisable to do so because of usability, let's put some image here. So okay, we will go down there from header, and we will put image with source. What was the name of my, I think BG 4 JPEG Okay, and class must be card emg top. Okay, I think that I'm cool. I don't need this alternative text here. Okay, let's see what's gonna be. Oops, so that's not the name of my image. What was it? BS. Yeah, I think. So that works. That's kinda nice, pretty much. Now, next question. When you click on the button, of course, that will lead you to some website. But is there any way to have all card clickable? Well, yeah. So let's just go to this link here, okay, the only one. And the thing is that you need add here, I hope that I correctly type this, stretched link. Save. Yeah. Save and refresh, and now everywhere you go in your card you will have that possibility to click. Now, next question. Can you change backgrounds for individual parts of your card? Well, of course. For example, for header you can just type bg info, why not? And down there for footer you can just say bg light, or not bg light, bg warning. So let's see what kind of mess we have right now. Yeah, cool stuff. I mean, I'm not too much into colors, you know, I'm not classical designer. I basically suck into design, but you know, I'm more into background stuff, backends and so on. So let's just change this here font to text light. Maybe we'll have some useful stuff. Yeah, something like this. I don't know. It's totally up to you. Now, next question. If you have a couple of those, I mean, how to get a couple of those cards one alongside each other horizontally? Because if you copy paste this card down there, the result which will we have is this. So we have one card and another card stacked vertically, and that's not good. So the thing is that you need to enclose all your cards into another div, and that div will be with class columns. So let me just type that here. Div class card columns, and let's close it down there. For example, here, let's save and refresh our page, and now this thing works. But if you're careful enough, you will notice the difference between this border and this border is not equal with difference between this border and this border. And the thing is that we don't have, when we are applying card columns class, we don't have full automatization here. So question is how to do that? Well, either we can tinker manually, for example, using card columns here, for example, lowering down to 400. I think that will be cool. So that's one option, which is kind of manual. See, so that's bearable, that's cool. So let's also have yet another, I think from here to here, yet another card. Okay, so that works. But here's the question: is there any other way to do this? Well, yeah. And the thing is that you need to substitute, if you don't need it, if you don't mess around manually with stuff, substitute card columns with card decks. Okay, I mean card deck. And now when you refresh your page, you will see some slight differences. Okay, and now when you refresh your page, I mean when you resize, see, the thing works. I mean, the thing basically works. Yes, we did set up here width, okay, but that will be kind of overwritten. So let me just go to 500%, pixels, for you to see what's gonna happen. So basically, when you're using card decks here, you are forcing your elements to stack automatically on horizontal line. Okay, refresh, and that also works. But the moment when you go to card columns, let me see. Let's see what will happen. Problem. Okay, so the most of the people will just go with card X here. Okay, let's save and refresh our page again. So that works. Now let's combine a couple of these, like we are creating a news website or some product website, something like that. Let's just grab everything. Okay, up to here. And let's copy that down there with, for example, normal backgrounds. So let me just delete this part, and that will be also this, and yeah, this part. So that's just to see the difference between stuff. Okay, so that's cool. That works. It's totally up to you to practice. So this border here is stacked on each other, so let's have a couple of breaks. One break will pretty much enough here. For example, yeah, we can do that here. Maybe it's not totally correct, but it will work. Okay, cool. So the next question is there any way to totally remove this difference between components on your page? Well, the thing is very, very simple. It's like transition from columns to decks, and then from decks to card groups. And you need to do that right here, okay, for every individual major div, from decks to groups. Group, save, and this one here then will be totally combined, and this one will be kinda normal because we are using decks. So let's also change that. Okay, here, group, and save and refresh, and that works. Maybe you like this, maybe not. You will probably practice for your first website if you're just starting, if you're a beginner. But I think that with jumbotrons and the cards, you have a lot of elements to even now think about, and you have also pagination and a lot of stuff. So the next thing will just be to create and mess around with navigation and so on, and you will get that overall picture how you can in a couple of basically hours create your website, or even less. So anyway, I'm going to render. Thank you for watching, and see you next tutorial.